But then you got to the point where you purchased a home and COVID hit. And I wanted you to share that story because, one, I know others out there probably could have gone through a similar situation. But number two, how you recovered by renting rooms in your house and using this Rentec software to find tenants and rent out rooms individually. So can you share that story?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I was in a long-term relationship and we were living together and things happen. You gotta move. Well, the relationship was getting ready to transition, not a bad way, but a good way. But I didn't want to leave the country, and I knew that I was going to come. So yeah, I was like looking at the market, and the market here in Washington was going up and up. And at some point, you got to start looking at the numbers. How does this really impact you? Um, so yeah, I went through the process and happened to find this really nice home. My realtor was kind of like, well, you can always rent rooms. I'm like, well, why? He was like, well, it offsets. And I started thinking, I would start going through the numbers, bit of a pragmatist. And so you start looking at the numbers and be like, you know what, this actually makes sense based off of what I'm seeing in the market. And I'll start doing a little bit of research on, Craigslist. What are the rents looking like in this area? Um, and so I started, I went and found the property, this home, purchased the home. And within 48 hours of purchasing the home, the world stops. And we all got, I had to learn this real fancy word called furlough. And I never heard furlough. But it was basically, yeah, our job was put on hold. The world was put on hold. And so I'm like, well, if I don't have money coming in, I was like, I definitely going to have to uh, put a little bit more energy into focusing how to get people into this property. Then I found Rentec in the process of wanting to market the property, and it just made a lot of sense to run all of the business through one suite. And when I realized that they have the affiliate marketing, um, it 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 also that helped me understand that, oh, I don't have to go all over the world to get this done. Uh, Having renters definitely does put you in a position to where you are able to save quite a bit more of your money. It allows you to hedge your income generation. And that was something that was very appealing to me. Like I said, we all went on furlough. We all had to make a very drastic change as far as all of our lifestyles. So yeah, it kind of came through for me. But yeah, marketing on all these different platforms was very, very interesting. It's been very helpful. I receive fairly consistent interest in the unit. I price the unit out based off of what I see on websites like Zillow, as well as Craigslist. I do a map pool and say, hey, well, how much is a room renting for in this area? And I can kind of pace the market. There's also different strategies within, what you're offering your tenants. Like for my unit, is everything's paid, so all the utilities and garbage, sewage, water, everything's awesome, which makes it a lot more appealing of a property.
And what you're calling a unit is actually a room.
And
Is
then,
that what
correct.
an individual room? Okay. And so just overall, um, why Rentec? And Greg Dawson was asking for rentec.com. He was asking for me to spell it out in the chat. So I did for those who will be looking at this in a restream. I put
Yeah.
in the chat rentec.com and spelled it out. The lettering here on screen is a little small for those who are using mobile.
Oh, oh,
Um, but so if we could blow it up a bit, that would be fine. I do not want to mess up your presentation though. But what I did want to ask, why Rentec and not Zillow? Doesn't Zillow do a similar service? And why did you decide? And you used to be a mortgage broker, which
yeah.
we did not talk about. So you are very real estate savvy. You were a mortgage broker for many years. So
Yeah.
why did you go Rentec versus Zillow or some of the other services?
Well, I mean, if you notice here at the bottom under marketing affiliates,